Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Fifi and Gigi's Tarot Readings. Gemini, let's get started. Let's have a look at life after heartbreak. Interesting that this card already jumped out. The Eight of Pentacles. Gemini, of course, you are full of talent and you're full of skills. You have so much to offer to this world, I have to admit. Geminis are known to be such wonderful multitaskers, have multiple skills, and that card already showed it that you are quite talented. So we're looking at life after heartbreak. So if you've gone through divorce, you've severed ties with someone, or you're separated and you're wondering, okay, what's next for me? What's next? Is there someone coming towards me? Should I practice self-love? What should I do here? hmm Yeah, see, the Justice card jumped out. That's Libra energy. We've got to find our balance. We need to restore our balance, not lose sight of ourselves. Okay, Gemini, just I'm going to quickly, as I shuffle these cards, I just need to make some quick announcements now because it is Halloween this week. We are putting our Master Tarot course on sale. Now, usually at a retail price, it's at $150. It's down to $49.95. We also have our love guide available. It's over 200 pages, and it just specifically focuses on how to do love readings on all the cards, everything. If it's upright, if it's reversed, we look at spreads. We also give advice. So check out the guide down below if you are interested in learning how to do more love readings. And then finally, Gemini, I am open to do personal tarot readings. So if you have a question, you have a concern, you want clarity, you have one or two questions, perhaps, you can also have a look down in the description box and book a personal tarot reading, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Okay, enough of me talking. Let's get started. Let's focus now. Life after heartbreak. What does Gemini need to know, please? Anything at all? Okay, let's cut the cards. What's behind the deck here? Interesting. Gemini, you have the Seven of Pentacles. This is a beautiful card. This is the investment card. So this shows when we've invested time, there was a relationship obviously that we were in, and we really did invest a lot of our time and energy, but it didn't work because of the tower here. And this is you, Gemini. As you can see here, your sword is up. The thing is, Gemini, something that you need to understand, especially as an air sign, you, of course, go into relationships with the best intentions. You deserve love, but you also deserve and you want respect. When respect isn't given back here, because your sword is pointing up, you're also not afraid to sever ties with people here. You're not afraid to also stand up for yourself. And because the Queen of Swords is holding a sword, a lot of people really underestimate Geminis. People do that. You know, Geminis are always two steps ahead. This is why we have the twins. Now, as you can see here, what do you notice? Your head, body is above the clouds. So you always have a very way of looking at things compared to other people here. You kind of like look at situations more with like more logically, strategically, analytically here. You know how to remove your emotions from certain things and look at the reality. And when people start playing games with you, Gemini, like I said, you're not afraid to take out your sword and say, "Who was that again?" When that's what Queen of Swords does. She cuts people's heads off and then she asks question, "Who was that?" you know. So I can see how yes, things haven't worked out. This is the reading of heartbreak because there was a foundation here that wasn't working. So let's have a look. What's next for you, Gemini? Let's have a look. Okay. hmm This is still talking about what's happened. This is still referring to the heartbreak, these top three cards. Now we have the Three of Cups. This is the Three of Cups is a very socializing card. Socializing, being surrounded by family and friends here. Apart from, and this is something extra that's coming towards me, Gemini, I feel like though there are other people in your circle that you should be very discerning about. You shouldn't really trust because of the devil here. The devil is a trickster. The devil is someone that can be very ambitious, willing to step over your toes to get what they want, can be manipulative too. Now, this can also show here, person that you were dealing with here. If you notice here, right at the bottom, what do we have? That actually represents the lovers. The lovers major arcana. So you can definitely see that there have been good times with your person. There have been. But at the same time, with the devil here, perhaps your person was very cold towards you, manipulative, trickster, someone that made you feel very overwhelmed, that gave you mixed emotions. Perhaps they were a little bit narcissistic too, and it was quite toxic. And this is why you had to walk away, Gemini. You're willing to turn your back on all of these cups and go towards your ninth cup. You've already done it. You've already severed ties. You've got your wand, you've got your backpack, and you're saying, you know what? Screw this. I don't need this. I wouldn't be surprised, Gemini, if perhaps you've turned your back on certain friends too. Certain friends, I'm talking about that perhaps it was a little bit one-sided. It wasn't a real friendship, though. It was a friendship that was very imbalanced. It was there. I feel like not only did you turn your back on your person, but even other people, because you realized, you know what? This isn't for me. And you had the guts to do it, Gemini. You just felt it was just too toxic. It was just too much. It wasn't serving you spiritually, too. So let's have a look. What's going on here? What do we have? Mm, the High Priest. Interesting. The High Priest tells us to very listen, really listen to our intuition here. This is King Solomon's temple here. And if we look in traditional tarot, the high priestess is always holding a scroll. In traditional tarot now, she's holding a laptop. So we need to ask ourselves, is she opening her laptop or is she closing the laptop? Obviously, she's typing something. So I feel like something will be revealed to you, Gemini. Something will come to fruition here. Secrets and mysteries will be revealed. What is that, please? We've got the Six of Pentacles and also the King of Wands. You don't know who this person is, but they're on their way. That's what it is. Are you going to find love, Gemini? Yeah, hell yeah, you are. But you don't know them yet. You haven't met them yet. They could be somehow connected, something to do with work, because we've got the Six of Pentacles. That's the work card, money being divided. If it's not through work, this can show that this relationship is going to be extremely balanced, extremely fair. This is definitely someone that's going to be extremely generous with you. They're not here to manipulate you. They're not here to play games with you, Gemini. On the contrary, they just want to be with you. You can really lower your shoulders and be with this person. Who is this person? There he is, the King of Wands. The King of Wands, what I love about the King of Wands, they're definitely not the type to hesitate or procrastinate. They just go for it. They take action. The King of Wands has a zest for life. They're very passionate. The wand shows that they're very passionate, not just about love, but life. They have ambitions. There are things that they want to accomplish still. So this is actually really, really good, Gemini. You actually did the right thing. I feel like you just didn't hesitate. You made that judgment call, like the Queen of Swords, and said, screw this, I don't need this life. I'm going towards something else. I'd rather be on my own than be surrounded by terrible company. So, Gemini, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, that card really jumped out. I need to grab it. That card went flying, but look what we have here. The Queen of Ghost here. Interesting. What's the Queen of Ghost here? The Queen of Ghost is actually the Queen of Cups here. You've decided to set a lot of boundaries around you, Gemini, including certain friends. Remember I said, like, I feel like there's certain friends that they were friends, but they weren't really, really good friends. More like acquaintances. Were very one-sided. I feel like what you've done here, Gemini, that you've decided to create boundaries around you. It's like you're starting to realize, well, what's important to me? And you're not compromising your values at all here. Another thing that you're really taking care of yourself too. By taking care of yourself, you're deciding to choose who you want to hang around with, who you want to go out with. You're making that choice. And I feel like there are certain friends that you're just going to turn your back on them. You probably already have also, and you probably feel like this is not a good friend. No, you know what? I want to see this friend because I know this friend, I can rely on this friend. So you're picking and choosing your inner circle and you're creating strong boundaries. Tell me about the devil, please. Too much, too much, too much. Interesting though, this card jumped out. The Eight of Ghost, which is this card. Interesting. Oops. Okay, what do we have with the devil here? Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune can seem like sometimes when we are in a relationship that on the outside it looks really, really good. What people see, it looks like the perfect couple. On the inside, it's a different story. We're not moving forward, actually. In fact, it feels like we're tied to this wheel and just going around in circles with this person. As you can see, what is this person doing? They're frowning here. So the Wheel of Fortune, it may feel like, okay, the relationship's going to progress, but then we realize it's not really progressing. It's very superficial. There are broken promises. There are, you know, words that can be very, very hurtful. The Wheel of Fortune, it seems too good to be true. What's the catch? And there is something here, definitely. I definitely feel, Jim, that you were dealing with someone that was quite toxic, quite manipulative. The Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. Excellent. Yeah, you've turned your back on this person, the Emperor, but you also took leadership. So, Gemini, I wouldn't be surprised if you have a little bit of Aries in your energy. You took the opportunity, you took the leadership and the courage to turn your back and say, you know what, screw this. I don't need this anymore. Because you knew that there's something better for you. And you're willing to go the distance too, Gemini. You're willing to go above and beyond to find your own happiness, to be truly happy here. When we turn our back, and another meaning with tarot, when we do turn our back on the emperor, can show someone that can be quite controlling, quite bossy, a little bit narcissistic too. Okay. Yeah, look at this. Seven of Bats. The Seven of Bats is the card of lying, stealing, cheating, copying. This is definitely someone that's plainly up to no good. Then to no good. You can't trust them at all. No. Doesn't matter how much they may promise you, I'm going to change. I'm going to be different. No. They are who they are. You can't change the stripes of a leopard or a tiger. You can't do that. No. They are who they are at the end of the day. So, let's talk about the high priestess, please. Tell me about the high priestess. Oops. Okay. Okay. What do we have? Ooh, nice. The Knight of Ghosts. Gemini, there's going to be a moment where you may feel like, oh, nothing's moving forward, nothing's happening, I feel stuck. Don't think that, please. We've got a knight here, the Knight of Ghosts. The Knight of Ghosts is considered the most romantic knight. Your knight in shining armor. This is all about changes, transitions, opportunities, wonderful changes. And it's a love offer, a beautiful, loving gesture here that's coming towards you. Now, it's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen next week or next month. We are talking about the second slowest moving knight. Do you need to worry about the how, the when? No. We need to get over this first. Six of Pentacles, please. Six of Pentacles. I don't care too much. What do we have? The Hanged Man, Seven of Pumpkins. The Empress keeps jumping out here. Six of Bats. I like this. I'll take it. You're moving on, moving away from turbulent waves and into calmer waters here. Tell me more. Excellent. What do we have? Yeah, there's been a lot of injustice here. See the Justice card and the Five of Bats? You've been dealing with someone that was quite selfish, arrogant, someone that will go above and beyond to get their way. Doesn't matter. They don't care how you feel or if they've hurt you, as long as they get what they want. As you can see, what is this person doing? They're taking all the candy and leaving nothing behind for this person in the background here. The Five of Bats can show someone that's very impulsive too. They really don't consider consequences of their actions. They may say something like, I don't want to be with you anymore, just like that. And you're wondering, where is this person's mindset? Where is their sanity here? I feel like for some of you also, the procedure of going through divorce is going to be finalized quite very, very soon, a lot sooner than what you think, because we do have the Justice card. The Justice card with the Five of Bats shows dealing with lawyers here. You know, we're dealing with settling the differences, settling assets if there are any. And when we do settle assets, everything will be divided equally and fairly. So, Gemini, if you are worried about that, it's like, oh my God, divorce is going to get finalized very soon. What's going to be the verdict? What's going to happen? Don't worry. Everything will be finalized equally and fairly, and you're going to be moving on from that. But the person that you are going to go with in the future, of course, will be very fair. This is something that has been missing in this, well, obviously in this past relationship, fairness and equality. If anything, I feel like this relationship was quite one-sided. I feel like you've put all the input, Gemini, but I question your person's actions and motives here. They're up to no good here. I feel like they're being trickster here, using certain techniques to turn things around, to twist their words. No, 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 no. We're not blind anymore. We see through their actions. So things will be finalized and things will be done fairly and equally. Tell me about the King of Wands, please. Yeah. Tell me about the King of Wands. Hmm. Okay, we've got the judgment card. You're going to make the right judgment call on this person. I think it's actually quite funny how they've used Dracula up there. Oh, okay. What do we have? Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's love here. Two of Ghosts. You're definitely going to find love, Gemini. The Two of Cups, again, you're going to make a decision from your heart. This person, this new person that you haven't met yet, they're going to make a decision from their heart because it just feels right. Both of you are going to share a lot of common interests, hobbies, ideas, views of the world, expectations, plans for the future. They're going to be very, very similar. Both of you are going to be on the right page. And it's going to be a very compatible relationship because I am seeing here, there's a bit of water sign, but your person's energy, I'm seeing a fiery energy. Fire and air require, fire requires oxygen to survive, to keep burning. So both of you are really going to be complementing each other. We just need to get rid of this with time. Give it time. Be patient, Gemini. You know, unfortunately, and I'm going to say this about your person, your ex, they still have a lot to learn about life. They do. They haven't learned anything yet. And the thing is, because they don't have such good cards, I feel like they're going to keep repeating the same behavior over and over again. However, with you, Gemini, this is what I'm seeing with you, Gemini. You're walking away. You're turning your back because why is that? Oops, the cards fell. Because you're questioning it. It's like, how is this relationship going to be long term? What can I expect in 5 years? Is this still going to happen with the tower? No, I would rather I'd rather sever ties here and move on. What's behind the queen? Yeah, we got the Fool, Aries energy. Take that leap of faith. Don't have your walls up though, Gemini, with the Four of Pentacles. Sometimes with the Four of Pentacles, we can be a little bit afraid to be vulnerable again, to open our heart to someone again because we're afraid of being hurt, we're afraid of being rejected, and so on and so on. No, 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 no. This beautiful relationship is going to start off as a wonderful friendship. This is definitely someone that you can count on. It's going to be a beautiful friendship. This could be someone from your school, your kindergarten, someone that you've lost touch with. It can also be someone new because we've got the high priestess that jumped out. And this can be someone that you already have a past life connection with. It's just going to feel, how you're going to know, Gemini? It's just going to feel so comfortable being around this person. It's going to be your first clue. You're going to feel, wow, I'm walking on eggshells. I can just be myself. I can let loose. I don't have to look over my shoulder or worry if I'm being judged, how I cook, how much I earn, whatever, all of that. No, this is just going to be basically based on pure love here. The rest comes second. Gemini, let me tell you this right now. You are on the right path, okay? Excellent. So thank you so much, Gemini, for joining me. Just a reminder, if you do want a personal reading, I am open to take personal readings. So if you have a question, you can send it to me. Also, if you are interested in our Master Tarot course, it's on sale. You can go now and you can enroll either today or tomorrow. Also, don't forget to check out the sample of the Tarot course. You can see what it looks like. And also our master, sorry, not our master, the love guide is also available. It's all to do with doing love readings. We explain all the cards, we go through certain spreads. It's a PDF, over 200 pages, but it's something that's going to be very, very knowledgeable. Thank you, Gemini. Power to you, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.